I salute you. Shey they no fit talk again now. As they don't see the last man standing, he keeps standing, making things happen. They no fit talk. They no fit talk. Everywhere he is bringing solution. Everywhere he is bringing solution. Solutions that people never thought is going to be possible. He is bringing solution. I salute you wherever you are, guys. We are going to do a very short one, hopefully, by the special grace of the Most High. We are not going to take too much of time. I just want us to look at certain things that have been going on. You see, they have seen the city boy. They don't know what to say. He has been making things happen, arranging things, solving problems, even in his own party with the country. Some people are shocked. You understand me? They don't know what to do anymore. They say, man, is this the man we have been talking about? The kind of things that the man is talking with his mouth is more than any other person can do. Hey, city boy, 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 hey, city boy, hey, city. Did you see what happened today in the neck meeting? APC, of course, today, Kanduje, Kanduje has been declared hmm, the national, is it national leader or chairman of the party. I salute you. Thank you very much for joining us. Yusuf, I see you. Abiola, I cite you. Abiola Hassan, Adekunle, Omosebi, I see you. Hopefully, I'm getting it right, guys. It's already weekend. It's over today. Tomorrow, Friday. Um, yes, Sunday Clement. We are kings and queens, and we overcome the world, guys. Thank you very much. Prince Adebisi Adediji. I see you. Karim, I salute you. Francis, I see you. Osun Sanya. Hey, hopefully I got your name. Oh. James Adeluba. James say this is my favorite show on Facebook. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bamidele say good evening, the uncommon prince in Sima. Congratulations. Kings and queens. That thing they sweet me. That thing they sweet me. We are kings and queens. My brother, Kanduje have taken everything. Some people like him, some people no like him. I tell them, say the city boy now the man wey no road. No talk too much. Okonkwo watching on so Peters. I see you. You know, say na you mumu pass. Desa, de, sorry, Chadasco. Is that your name? Dajasco. Nsima, I hail you. Thank you very much. Ismail, Kolawale, I see you. Imo, I see you. I see all of you. Ugoma, Nwachi, good evening. I salute you. Oluwaseyi David. Omobe, Omobeme, Omo. You have started your madness again. You love me. You love me. You love me. That's why. Oluwabumi, that's why you are here every time. Just like the city boy say, we love all of you. Kayinde Simon say, good evening, my dear friend. God bless you. Real good. I'm blessed every day. That's why I'm shining. I'm shining because of you. You make my life so beautiful. You make my life so glorious. I worship you today. Oh Lord. Yes, Daddy. Today, you make my life so beautiful. Yes, Daddy. You make my life so beautiful. We are shining. The city boy movement is shining. As e dey sweet us, e dey pain them. Now so they shout, 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 shout. Wike don emerge as the minister. He will continue to be relevant. Now so they shout, 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 shout. Kanduje don take over. Now so they shout, 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 shout. City boy is on the throne. Now so they shout, shout, my brother. You better be happy. We are kings and queens and we overcome the world. The city boy government is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That is the truth. The city boy government is the government of unity and competency. That is what we are here to do, guys. We want everybody to be enjoying. Enjoy while it lasts. That is the truth. Oh. Ademola, Adebayo, thank you very much. I see you. Akande Olubumi say, yes, daddy. We know they hear them again, no? Yes, daddy. Kings, I see you. Are they still crying? I thought they are sitting at home. I will show them something today. You see, the person where they sit at home, no one die you. Wait, ma show you something. I mean, no one, since they don't provoke me now, let me show them small. The person where they command them, sit at home, sit at home. He no one die you. He no one die you. He no one face the problem. He won't live long. He go tell their brothers, go out there, cause problems. Biafra must come, do this. But he no one face the problem by himself. When the problem come, he no one face it. They were giving him some tough interviews some time ago. They asked him, Oga, why is it that you are not going back to your Biafra land? Why is it that you are not going back to your Biafra land to go and fight? He said, no, how can I take the risk? I learn from history. His brothers are dying every day, fighting among themselves, but he is somewhere enjoying. I will show you today so that you will know. Some of you don't know. That is why on this platform, we open your brain. Our job is to educate you. This is the City Boy movement. We are patriotic Nigerians coming together for the first time in the history of Nigeria to support our own elected president and government. You see, to make it work. With our skills, with our ideas, experience, we share skills, opinions, and the City Boy is listening. This is like people's opinion, Nigerian people opinion. That is what it's for. That is what we are doing here. Are you getting me now? And then we'll also debunk all the lies of the criminals, all of them, wherever they are. We know them. You know, I want to play one of them that have been deceiving their brothers. When they interview him, why don't you go back to your Biafra land and fight, just like other people try to do, but they did not. They asked him, let me play the interview for you because some of you might not seen it. Pay attention so that you will know. These people, when we say that they don't have sense, they don't have sense. But we don't care about them. But because they came to my platform, let me play something for them if they will be wise.
But couldn't you make...
Now, let's go back. This was Simon Ekpa. When Simon Ekpa was interviewed, they told us that they interviewed Simon Ekpa. But they did not pay attention to the interview of Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa loved life. He loved Finland. He wanted to enjoy. He wanted to make sure his own son, take care of his son, his own children, his own wife. But his own is sitting down somewhere, wearing helmet in one room, collecting money from their brothers. They say he wants to collect money. He wants to buy this. He wants to buy this. Biafra will fall. Biafra will fall. Sit at home. Hunger. There's no food. Everywhere. Suffering. Thanks to the Enugu people, because we are seeing the Enugu people. They are saying we don't want these criminals. They disown them because they are criminals. But pay attention to when the white man, whether a white man or interview Simon, pay attention to the question they ask him. They ask him, why don't you go back and fight for your people? Why are you enjoying good life here in Finland? I want you to pay attention to what he said.
Make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent.
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should.
You say, they asked Simon Ekpa, wouldn't it be better for you to go back home and do your political thing there? You are in Finland. They asked him, are you in Finland? He said, yes. The white man asked him, why is it not be better? Wouldn't it be better that you go back home to your Biafra land and do your political thing there? I will go back to the question so that maybe you did not hear it, you will hear it again. So I want you to see the hypocrisy, how they have been deceiving our brothers and sisters from the southeast. There are few of them doing it, though. Few of them. Some of them don't know, but I want you to listen. Listen, this is a white man interview Simon. They asked him, you are in Finland? He said, yes. So don't you think it would be better for you to go back home and do your Biafra thing there? Pay attention to what he said. He said, no, he doesn't want to die. He loves life. Pay attention.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent?
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others.
Onekpa learn from what happened to others. It is his own people that are not learning. Biafra people, Igbo people from the southeast, come and hear what your supreme, is it supreme leader, second, is saying. They interviewed him in Finland. They say, oh, so you are in Finland. Don't you think that you achieve better results if you go back to your Finland, to your Biafra land? Simon Ekpa exclaimed with noise, with a loud noise. Simon Ekpa did not even allow the interviewer to finish. He attacked the interviewer. He said, why are you telling me to go back to Biafra land? I learned from experience. The Biafra people come and hear. Simon Ekpa said he learned from experience. What did you learn from experience? You don't understand. You are a victim. You, all of you, I see all of you, they give you 5,000. They give you 10,000. You'll be making noise, destabilizing your place. Look at all of you. Some of you 25 years old. Some of you 30 years old. And somebody who is an old man sitting in Finland, deceiving all of you. He loved his life. He loved his family. He loved everything. He said, when they asked him, why don't you go home and do this, your political something? He said, no, he learned from experience. Now you will know they learn from experience. Now you wait there for Biafra land. They shout because we don't know where the land is. Now the federal government never look on an IO. I tell you, say, the day the federal government will look into that area, one night, all of you are gone. One night, all of you are gone. So they asked Simon, why don't you go back to your Biafra land? He said, no, I cannot. I learned from experience. I want to go back there so that you will listen to what he's saying. Listen. Is it not better for you to go back to your land and fight? Listen to the response of Simon.
Couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent?
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should. No. You see, I learned from what happened to others.
Simon Ekpa learned from what happened to others. You are a real smart man, Simon. God bless you. Simon Ekpa learned from what happened to others. Now the people will know they learn from what happened to others. You see, now then they take the risk. Now then they risk their life. But Simon Ekpa is learning from what happened to others. He continued. Listen to him. He learned from what happened to others. So the question is, what really happened to others that Simon Ekpa have learned from?
I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned.
Did you hear that? Simon Ekpa said he does not want to put his life in danger. Hey, Biafra people, come and hear your brother. Hey, God, next time if I die and born again, just like Nicodemus in the Bible, he said, if I want to be born again, but if I die and born again, let me don't born in Igbo land, let me don't born in the southeast, let me continue to be a Akwa Ibom man, because as stupid as I am, a Akwa Ibom man, a dog eater, I am very intelligent, I am very wise, I am very smart. I learned from what happened to others. God help me, so that next time in another generation, if I die and go and come back again, I should continue to be a Akwa Ibom man. I'm proud to be a Akwa Ibom from Nigeria, because nobody will sit down somewhere in Finland, in anywhere, to confuse our people, to tell our people, sit at home, go and sit at home. But his own, he learned from what happened to others. I will go back again, because some of you don't listen. When we talk, it happen. It come up for here. It enter here. 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 It come. Come and see your prime minister. He says he's your prime minister. A prime minister that doesn't want to risk his life. But all of you risk your life in the same Biafra. In the same Biafra. What a shame. Who is going to save the people from Igbo land? Who is going to save these Biafra criminals from Southeast? Who? Their commander, the prime minister, saying, he doesn't want to risk his life. But I remember when Nnamdi Kanu used to say that Biafra or death. But Simon Ekpa said his own, he doesn't want to risk his life. That was the same way they pushed Nnamdi Kanu to prison. The Nnamdi Kanu that you see today in prison was pushed by these same people. But they say they are wise. They have learned their own. They don't want to take their own. They have learned from experience. I'm going to go back, though. Remember when they asked Simon, he did not even allow them to finish. You understand me? My brother, I am so happy to come from Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom, yeah. Akwa Ibom, yeah. Hey! Abasimbo. Akwa Ibom, yeah. Because Mono Akwa Ibom is stupid. The Mono is southeast. Ibo Biafra. Mono Akwa Ibom is stupid. Man, wow. Why would go stupid like that? I mean, you know they hear them. Who they eat dog? They say dog eater. My brother, person where they eat dog gone wise. Past person where they eat chicken. We know that chicken has small brain. You they see them? You they hear them? May then they continue to the. We cannot advise mad people. They say they took their advice from a madman. Pay attention. I will go back there again from the beginning because I'm passing my message. This is the way we pass the message to people that want to hear. They say a word is enough for the wise. The brother knows that as long as he continues to stay in Finland, he is safe. He is safe. He has learned from lesson. He will never make the same mistake that Ojukwu made. He will never make the same mistake that Ralph Wasirike made or Nnamdi Kanu made. I want you to listen to him when they ask him that question. Listen, you know.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent?
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry.
You see, the guy did not even allow the interviewer to finish the question. The team penal. He did not even allow me to finish. He the attacker. He said, "You can't." So you are in a safe haven, commanding terror and causing fight and problems. You are in safe havens, eh? My brother, I want the federal government to take note of this video. Take note of this video. Take note of this video. Simon Ekpa said he's learned from lesson, is from experience. They asked him, why don't you go to Biafra land? He said, no, he has learned from experience. So pay attention. Then he keep on talking. He didn't allow the interviewer to finish. He said he did not understand. He said, are you not in Finland? Listen to the question.
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learned from what happened to others.
He learned from what happened to others. Hey, Simon Ekpa. You say your dogu, you'll be standing and be dancing, and they'll be hailing you because you have seen mugus. You have seen that they don't learn from experience, but you don't learn from what happened to others. Did you hear what Simon Ekpa said? He did not just stop there. He went further to explain the more. Now, you want to know what happened to others? He explained it by himself. Because he knows that people that continue to cause havoc in a sovereign nation like Nigeria, people that continue to cause problems, make life difficult for them, they cannot go free. The government will deal with them. Just like the government have dealt with others. Do you understand me? He said that he has learned his lessons. He has learned from others. What did he learn? Listen to what he said. In case you did not hear, listen to what he said.
I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not...
Did you hear that? He said he does not want to put his life at risk. That the country does not exist. So if Nigeria does not exist, why you don't want to put your life at risk? But you are sitting down, commanding your people to come and die every day. You are using another, you are clashing. You are clashing with different people. You clash with that one, you clash with this one. Ikechukwu say Igbo is the best, the wisest tribe in Africa. Amen. We have seen it. We have seen how wise you are. Burning your properties in the southeast, running from the southeast every night, using propaganda to win election. We have seen how wise you are. Did you hear it? Simon Ekpa said he doesn't want to risk his life, that he has learned his lessons. He has learned from what happened to others. Have you learned from what happened to others? You think that is a joke. My brother, Simon Ekpa have learned from what happened to others. He said he do not want to risk his life. He knows that what he's doing is criminal. This is him. This is the one saying it. He knows that what he's doing is criminal. Pay attention.
No, you see, I learn from what happened to others. I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist.
He do not want to put his life in danger. But every day, he is commanding his brothers to go and die. That is my message. That is not what I wanted to do today. We know that they are a bunch of criminals. People that have been doing the criminality, they have learned their lesson. They learned their lesson that the government will always deal with them. No matter how far, how long they will go. That was the same way Nnamdi Kanu was shouting. That was the same way Emefiele was shouting. That was the same way Ojukwu was shouting. That was the same way Ralph Wasirige was shouting. One day, when the government turn their eyes on you, my brother, Simon Ekpa said he has learned his own lesson. He do not want to risk his life. You where they risk your life, continue to risk your life. No wahala. Don't say I did not tell you. Remember that your brothers that risked your life today, they are no more. That is why you keep on telling us many people have died in this struggle. We struggle. Many people have died in this criminality. Continue. You are the next. You are the next. I will be here. I will celebrate your death. I will telling you, me, I'm not joking. I will celebrate your death because your death will give way to people that are patriotic, to send people that will bring development to the country. Because your death will give way to another generation that is going to be wise, that will learn. But Simon Ekpa said he has learned his lessons. He doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to be punished for his criminality. He's enjoying in Finland. Praise the Lord, though. Hallelujah, somebody. We are shining every day. You make my life so beautiful. City boy make our life so beautiful. We are happy today. We are happy dancing as it is sweet us, it is pain them. You make my life so beautiful. You make my life so wonderful. I am grateful today. We are shining every day. We are kings and queens. We are shining every day. See, this is the direction we should go. Don't allow anybody to deceive you with their propaganda. They have done it for so many years. It is time for us to be smart, to take responsibility and change our situation. That's why we are saying new ideas with the Uncommon City Boy. Are you getting me now? New ideas with Uncommon City Boy. Somebody said, I'm already celebrating your death. Yes, no problem. We have already been celebrating your own. We have been celebrating your death many times. We have been celebrating your death many times. You see, another one will happen. Get out of here. You think that I'm afraid of you? Bunch of criminals. Now people will not know now. Now the Yoruba people will not sabi now. Now me, I know all of you. I know all your tactics. I know all your criminalities. It will not work. I want you to pay attention today to the city boy as I move forward because there's something else I'm going to bring here. You see, we give it to them the way they like. If they like it, if they don't like it, they leave out. You understand me? That's why we are not talking about all these criminals. They are crying now. They are weeping. They are weeping. Take a look. Listen to the city boy because this Nigeria is back on track, guys.
We've gotten the trophy. The president is standing before you.
Did you hear that?
Trophy.
Did you hear what the city boy said?
And reward for hard work is small work. The party.
Hold on, guys. Let me do this again. The city boy said, we have gotten the trophy. Did you hear what the city boy said? We have gotten the trophy. Many of you don't know why I was singing and dancing. That is why he said, we have gotten the trophy. I love the city boy, guys. I love our president. He knows how to give it to them. Go. He said, we have gotten the trophy. The trophy is here. The trophy is standing before you. The president is standing before you. Let me go back to that video. I don't know what happened. I wanted it to play in a certain way. My brother, if I give you more information about these Biafra people, you will weep for them. But today is not the day. There's a right time for everything. You know, we have a right time. We give them the message the right time. There's a right time for everything. Let's leave it there. We'll come back to it. I just wanted them to see something little that they don't know. You understand me? When you say them shout, they are making noise every day. They don't know that we are wise people. You understand me? They don't know that we are wise people. Are you getting me now? So I want you to listen to the president addressing his party people, his party members. He told them, don't worry, everything will be settled. We are back. Let's come together and make things happen. We campaign, we defeated all defeatables. The trophy is here. We brought back the trophy. I'm here standing. The president is in your midst. You understand me? Bunch of criminals. When they want to talk, they say, "Oh, Nsima, you were not sincere when you were talking about Biafra." I said, "Yes, I was sincere until I discovered the criminality. I don't want to be part of criminals. I don't want to bring terror to my people. I don't want my people to be suffering. I don't want my people to be sitting at home when there is no food." That is what I discovered. I discovered the criminality. Then I said, "No, I cannot be part of it. I want good life for my people. I cannot say I travel abroad. I will stay abroad, causing problems for my people back home. What stupidity. He must be stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not from the southeast. I'm not a criminal from the southeast. You understand me? So if you don't like it, get out. If you don't like it, stop the criminality that is going on there." When I discovered the criminality in Biafra IPOP, I came out and shouted. They said, "No. How can you question us? We are, what do they call it? Central command." Hey, what is it? Obey before command. Obey before. We have seen now, you have obeyed. You have obeyed everywhere. Bunch of criminals. Listen to the city boy addressing intelligent people. He said, the trophy is here. We have brought back the trophy to the party. Listen, that's it.
To the Nigerian people, take a listen.
Listen, this is the city boy addressing his party members. Listen, no.
We've gotten the trophy. The president is standing before you.
I don't know. They say the city boy. Oh my God, what is wrong with this thing? Where are we to do this thing?
And reward for hard work is small work.
Did you hear that?
The party,
guys, hold on.
Is better.
I'm still going to come back there because there's something I want. It's not doing the way I want it. Guys, sorry. He said the reward for hard work is what? Is more work. The reward for hard work is more work. We have gotten the trophy. I want you to hear that message very, very well. Because some of you don't listen to that message. I want you to listen to that message. This is a message today that was delivered in the party today, in the next meeting today, of course, where Kanduje was made, or of course succeeded as the national chairman today. That was powerful. Are you getting me? That was powerful. This is what we are talking about. We are part of the winning team. We are the winning team, guys. We are not the people complaining and shouting and crying. No, it's never possible. We are not. We are the winning team and we'll continue to win. You understand me? My brothers, I tell them something. They say, Nsima, how you come wise like this? Say, Nsima, how you be small boy from Calabar? I think say Calabar people know the wise. That is what they are saying, no? They say, I think say Calabar people know the wise. How come you are wise like this? is not Akwa Ibom. They say, I've never seen Akwa Ibom people watch like this. Which part of Akwa Ibom is he from? Hey. Oh my God. Thanks to the uncommon city boy. The uncommon city boy taking charge. We cannot forget the city boy. No, they play with Amo.
Governance, the
Listen,
Nigerian people. Take a listen to them.
city boy.
We've gotten the trophy. The president is standing before you.
The president is standing before you.
It is trophy.
We have gotten the trophy, and the president is standing before you, my brother. Which other victory speech do you want? Of course, you know, this is the first time the president, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is addressing his party members, like officially, in a NEC meeting, of course. Addressing National Executive Council meeting, of course. Addressing his own people. This is the first time. This is like a victory speech to his own members. People that supported him and made it to today. You see, people that failed will always cry and weep. It's history. It's how it is. We know how it is. If you're a failure, you continue to be a failure. You will cry. You will try to justify yourself. But you see, people that win, they will be giving victory speeches. He said, look at it. We have won the trophy. The president is standing before you. That was an excellent speech, guys. In fact, I saw one of the young people, one young guy was telling us the achievement of the city boy in 2 months. Hopefully I can get to that place. But I tell you that the city boy is the right man for the job. Pay attention to what he's saying, no?
Hard work. And reward for hard work is small work. The party.
Sorry, guys, I want you to understand everything. He said the reward for hard work is more work. As this is the man that they say cannot speak. This is the man that they say is too old. He cannot think. Are you seeing the knowledge that the city boy is bringing? It's not that when you do one sit at home, you say, oh, we have defeated government of Nigeria. When you go and buy somebody, you say, oh, we have defeated government of. Look at the city boy say that we have defeated all defeatables. We have won election. The president is standing before you, but you see, the reward for hard work is more work. The city boy is not sleeping. Every day and night, he is thinking. Innovations, ideas, technology. You know, there's something I didn't even mention. For the first time, do you know that Obi never talked about nanotechnology? Look at the city boy in his national address was telling us about nanotechnology. I know some of these Biafra people, they don't even know what that means. Nanotechnology. Obi have never used that word before. Obi talk about China money, container money, rate. Obi don't even think. But the city boy was telling us about nanotechnology and his investment and future plans for the country. This is the president that knows what is going on. He is the right man for the job, guys. The indefatigable lion of Babylon. The last man still standing with 10 lives, guys. Forget it. We told them that it's finished. With everything that has happened, the city boys say, no, we have defeated all defeatables. The reward for hard work is more work. It means that he understands. He's not sleeping. He's doing what he's doing. He's not running propaganda like IPOP Biafra criminals. He's not running propaganda like obedient, all these criminals, running propaganda, looking for what to run propaganda. No, he's ignoring them. He said, these are a bunch of criminals. Why should I answer a bunch of criminals? They try to run propaganda. They try to change their name. They try to change their personality. They cannot identify where they come from anymore. They say they come from Israel. They come from Akwa Ibom. They come from here. They don't know. He said, no, leave them. They are a bunch of criminals. He doesn't talk to them. He is focused. This is another confirmation of what we have been saying, that the city boy is focused on his mandate. He's focused on his vision for the country. That is why he said, I'm the one that contested. Don't pity me. It was a competition. I applied for the job and I won. Don't pity me. I'm ready to do the job. And he's doing it. You know. Are you getting me now? He's doing it. This is so powerful. I'm encouraged every day when I listen to the City Boy. That's why some people say, oh, may your life be like City Boy. My brother, I pray that my life will be like the City Boy. What are you talking about? If this man that is so old like this can be thinking of modern technology, nanotechnology, technocrats, hit the ground running, set the right team to achieve the result, my brother, forget it. I want to be like an old man like Tinubu. I don't dream to ever be like Obi or his family or his friends or his brothers. I don't even dream. I don't want to be a stammerer. I don't want to have woman voice. I don't want to deceive people. I don't want to lie. I don't want to use government money to invest in my personal business. No, I don't want. You understand me? If I sleep and wake up and dream, I always want to be from Akwa Ibom. You understand me? Bunch of criminals. Come and talk to me. Come and talk to me.
It's better I must be nurtured from the ward level upward. Let's show the rest of the country that we are a party united for a purpose.
Did you hear that?
And that purpose.
Did you hear that? We have been saying that this is a unifier. That's why we say that the City Boy government is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The City Boy government is the government of unity and competency. Did you hear the message? Did you hear the message? He said, let us show to the world that we are the party in charge, that we have defeated all defeatables. Let us show to the world that we are the party that is united to bring results. My brother, I want to, in my next generation to come, I want to be like Tinubu. I don't want to be like failures. I don't want to be like failures. Because Obi is coming, is like Biafra is coming. You understand me? Obi is coming, is like Biafra is coming. What a shame. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen in that category. I don't have anything to do that. Now, let me read one of the comments of another criminal. He said, why are praising something international community has condemned? These are criminals. International community. Who are international community? They keep deceiving themselves in their rooms, in their 5 rooms in the southeast, saying sit at home, sit at home, sit at home. Now they say take your sit at home and go. Take your 5 rooms and go. They are making noise every day. Yeah? You are telling us that, why am I praising something that international community have condemned? Which international community? Did they give you food? When you're hungry, did they give you food? Have they ever given you food to eat? Have they ever come to help you? International community, my food. Thunder fire international community. Idiot. We have the president for the first time, the uncommon City Boy, our own president. You are coming to talk rubbish. Are you not hearing the language? He said, let us show the world. Let us show everybody that yes, we are a superior people. That is the message that the City Boy is. Look at the motivation, inspiration, and the ideas.
Development, progress, and prosperity will not forgive us if we fear of that path.
The City Boy addressing the people, and now here comes the national chairman of APC, the new leadership of APC. Oh my God, I can see them crying already. I can see them crying already, making noise every day. Let us listen to Kanduji.
the number of executive governors in the legislative.
Oh no. Oh no. I can't hear the volume. I can't hear the volume. I think we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one later. There's the one I'm looking for. That one, the volume is not coming out anyway. Maybe that one coming out. We are kings and queens and we have overcome the world, guys. We have defeated all defeatables. Of course, we know our. My God, let me go back to this place. Powerful conversation, guys. Powerful conversation we are in. Powerful conversation. Hello?
Good evening, oh, big brother.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you for the program. We really appreciate for the education. All right, here is my contributions to, because the topic of today is about Biafra.
The topic of today is not about Biafra. My brother, when you call my program, be careful. The topic is not about Biafra. But if you want to talk about Biafra, you can go ahead. But the topic is not about Biafra. The topic is new ideas with the uncommon city boy. That is the topic. I only responded to their criminality. But if you want to talk about them, you are free. Go ahead.
It's okay. I understand you. We are all saying the same thing.
No, we are not saying the same thing. No. We are not saying the same thing. Say what you want to say so that I will know if you are saying the same thing with me. I don't know what's in your heart. Even with what I said, he did not understand. So we are not saying the same thing. I spent 40 minutes talking. He did not hear me. So we can't be saying the same thing, brother. But make your contribution.
I watch the program now. You talk about what Simon.
What is your contribution, sir? What is your contribution?
All right. Here is my contribution.
Yeah.
Because it is the issue of Biafra that is bringing about the crisis in the southeast. That is bringing about this organization, IPOP, MASOP, and the rest, of which those organizations is now given that region a problem today in Nigeria, isn't it? And that is what you have been talking about.
Oh, yes. It's part of what I've been saying. Yes.
I am in line. That is what I use the word Biafra.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So now I want to say this for this hype up because it's becoming because like now I'm from Akwa Ibom.
Yes,
I can tell you, my brother Nsima, on Monday or Tuesday, I cannot travel from Akwa Ibom here to Delta on the road. Those guys, we were ambushed one day by the unknown gunmen because of the so-called sit-at-home.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you nothing but the truth. It was only me and one man that left that place. Till now, I don't know what happened to the rest of the people. That is how terrible it is. Now, I am saying this not to make the Biafrans, the people still calling for all this, because it's causing a whole lot of issue, bro. Not to make anybody feel bad for whatsoever right anybody feels that he has, the right of self-determination and the rest. But here is my stake. When the issue of Biafra came, Akwa Ibom was part of it, Rivers State were part of it, and few other states from this south. Now, after the war, we became Nigeria. We have been moving on. Now, when Nnamdi came out and all these things, the people of Akwa Ibom State openly told Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbos that this Biafra thing you are talking about, we are not part of you. Why? Because they learn from the experience, which is what you were talking about. What is the experience? Ojukwu came out, luring everybody into Biafran ideology, which is still the topic for today. And that ideology destroyed many lives in let's use the word, in Biafra land. The Igbos people lost their property in Nigeria all over, and they will only give you £5. But the question is, did Ojukwu got the Biafra for the people? The answer is no. So,
my brother, you have 2
died,
minutes.
they died in vain.
You have 2 minutes to conclude, sir.
Yes, I will conclude within 2 minutes. So those millions of people that died, they died in vain. Now Nnamdi Kanu came out, he let hundreds of persons to die, blood daylight. So how long are we going to be leading our people to die? Simon Ekpa is out, doing the same thing Ojukwu did, the same that lure millions of people to death. Doing the same thing Nnamdi Kanu did, that lure thousands and hundreds of people to death. Simon Ekpa has started now. Many are dying. So that idea is evil. That idea is bad. It's condemned everywhere. We just have to join hands together with our government, hold them accountable, and make sure that we remain together as one. That is my contribution.
Thank you very much, my brother. You know the way I talk, so don't feel bad in my conversation. But thank you very much. I salute you. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. It's not only Biafra people that died. Many people died, including the Yoruba people, the Hausa people, because as at that time, many people, Yoruba people supported this one. Igbo people, different people supported different people. And in both parties, people died. All people died. The life of people were taken just because of the criminality. So it will not happen again in this generation. Understand me? It is only the foolish people that continue to die. We wish them well. If they die, we'll celebrate their death. Because they say they are dying for our freedom. That's what they say. But what made me even stop the brother is when he said that that they gave £5 to the Igbos, or I don't know, to the Biafra person. My brother, I know you have been listening to the propaganda of IPOP for a long time. It don't enter your blood. The propaganda don't enter your blood. Say they give them 5. My brother, they even get law say they give them money. Because criminals, they don't deserve anything. I can guarantee they don't deserve anything. That is why the people that got money, the people that were set free, remember how they set them free? They set Ojukwu free. He came back and received national award. He did not learn from his lesson. He still continued. So that's why I'm telling you that they were lucky that they even received money. If I thought they give them money, because I don't know all these stories of propaganda. They say, oh, they give them £5. My brother, have you ever seen people that cause war and still come back and collect money? So forget about that story, eh? You understand me? It is finished, it is finished. Let nobody deceive you again. You understand me? I joined them, shout Biafra, thinking that according to Nnamdi Kanu, they say they are different generation. They say they are different generation. They are not going to be like their forefathers who betrayed. I remember when Nnamdi Kanu shouted about Azikiwe, how Azikiwe betrayed, how different people betrayed, and all of that. My brother, this generation of Igbos in the name of IPOB Biafra, they are even the worst. Killing themselves, organizing, killing their brothers and sisters, and be cooking it as food, as meat, cannibalism. My brother, the thing tired me. I'm shocked. I was shocked. When I discovered the criminality, I said, wow, is that what is going on? Is that what you want to achieve? So people want freedom. You at the other side, you are killing people. So my brother, today's topic is not about these criminals. They just provoked me. That is why I went there. Are you getting me now? We want to talk about people that know the way. Are you getting me now? They are giving it to us. In their knowledge, they are giving it.
Of the extant law of the nation.
So
do you still hold that stand?
I think they asked a question to about, I don't know what they asked Falana. I don't know what happened there.
Oh dear. It looks like we lost some connections with Mr. Falan there. But we'll definitely arrange it as a one.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I mean, I thought I removed that place. I want the new, the special advisor, publicity media to tell us something about the city boy. This is what we are interested in, guys. We are not interested in criminals who make noise every day to be terrorizing people. I want you to listen to people. These are young people that are making impact.
Publicity. Thank you so much indeed, Mr. Ingilale, and congratulations on your new role.
Thank you very much, Sean. It's always a privilege to be with you.
Yeah. Interestingly, you came on social media to say there were fake news as regarding you being appointed as in that regard, but that you are not going to take that kind of role. It comes to you as a surprise, though.
No. That's
This is our new special advisor, publicity media. Did I say special? Yes, to the president. Intelligent conversations. These are the people that we want to hear. Intelligent conversation, not people running propaganda, taking the life of their brother. And they say they are proud of it. They are proud of it every day. My brother, we know how to deal with criminals. That's it. Let's listen to
That's a bit of a miscommunication, Sean. What I was referring to was a series of fake news bits circulating online at that time, saying that I had received an appointment as special assistant to the president on new media, which is digital media.
So you see now. So I like it for the fact that this is a media person, of course, special advisor on media. He knows that there is what? Fake news and propaganda, which means it's a sign that something has to be done about these fake media or fake media propaganda of IPOB Biafra. They are the only ones sharing it. They are the only ones sharing propaganda everywhere. It's either they change their names. Some of them, they change their name to Yoruba name. They change their name to Akwa Ibom name. They change all kinds of things. They manipulate people in order for the thinking that they can achieve through the dubious way. Are you getting me now? I'm telling you something. I want you to listen to young people talking. You understand me? You don't know that he's a young man. The special advisor is a young man. What's his age? Let's go and look at his age. Let me go and Google his age because I don't know his age. Please, who knows his age? What's his age? What's his? I'm just looking for his age. I want you will listen to him speak. In fact, we saw his as is it acceptance speech or first speech as a special advisor. We listened to him. He was speaking, he said, it's under my leadership. And some criminals were jealous. They were asked, is he the president? Is he the president? My brother, these are people that understand what they are doing. I'm telling you. It's not by noise. We will definitely deal with these criminals. I can guarantee you. I'm looking for his age. 34 years. He's 34 years of age. Sorry, thank you very much for your comment on that. 34 years. Thank you very much. On that 34 years. He's 34 years. Have you ever asked yourself how old is Simon Ekpa? Simon Ekpa is nearly 60 years, but he's deceiving their brothers. Simon Ekpa is nearly 60 years, accomplished everything, spending his life in Finland, enjoying. But he's asking their young people, they don't go to school, they flog children going to school. They close down shops and businesses, banks, schools, so that they don't go. Simon Ekpa has finished his own, whether he went to school or not. But he's nearly 60. Simon Ekpa is nearly 60 years, but he's deceiving. This is 34 years of age. Are you seeing what we are saying? I want you to listen to excellence. My brother, next time in another generation, I will be Akwa Ibom. I will be from Akwa Ibom. Because we can never say, have you ever seen anybody travel abroad and be unleashing terror on their people back home? People who don't have food to eat. People go abroad and look for food and greener pastures to bring it back home for their own people. But do you know the people from the south is what they bring to their people back home? Criminality, terrorist group, poverty, and all of that. But I want you to listen to the youth. This is the youth. This is a true youth representing Nigerian people, patriotic Nigerians. I want you to listen to his way of articulation, his knowledge, his smartness. Pay attention to him.
And I said that that's false. I also came out and said that returning to my previous role is not something that I was considering doing. Of course, I am not in my previous role. I'm in a completely different role now as the special advisor to the president on media and publicity and the official spokesperson of the president. So that should put that to rest.
By the way, I'm all of them, they are shouting, young people. Do you know how many young people now in the City Boy government? We have seen many young people in the City Boy government now as we speak. Not only young people, women. That is why we say that the government of the City Boy is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Anyhow you see it, is the government of unity and competency. We have seen young people in the City Boy government as we speak. In fact, it's not just now. They have been following him for a very long time. I've seen people that have been following Tinubu for 30 years, 20 years. That is demonstration of leadership. You know, hear leadership.
Interesting. You have shown a stance as soon as you were appointed that you would do things differently. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. I did have my first press conference with the State House Press Corps, and I really just wanted to use that opportunity to make clear to not just the press corps, but all Nigerians, home and abroad.
Do you also notice that he's speaking like the City Boy? Oh, these guys, I don't know where City Boy bring them. They are all City Boys. They are English, authentic, fantastic. You know, City Boy English, American English. Are you listening to the guy? I know some of you will say, oh, he's a mix. Oh, boy, this is excellence. The City Boy said from day one, hit the ground running. Day two, keep running. Day three, don't stop, don't rest. Select the right team that is going to enable you deliver solution to the country. I get it, whether you like it or not. Intelligent people conversation, and that is what is going on as we speak. Thank you very much, Adedayo Ifalana, yeah? Oh, yeah, I got your name right. I swear to God, I will come back as a Yoruba man in my next life. Nsima get it right. Of course, in my next generation, I will always come back as a Akwa Ibom. I'm telling you, I will never deny my place, my people, and my name, or change my name because I want to get Biafra. You change your name, you impersonate, you lie all kinds of lies because people are now beginning to catch you, my brother. You use fake names on social media, fake pictures. Are you getting me now? In my next generation, I will be from Akwa Ibom. Look at how they are jealous. They say they want to come and steal Akwa Ibom. They change Akwa Ibom name. They want to steal Akwa Ibom land and add it to the Biafra. They are so jealous of us. We do anything, they're jealous. We do get man work properly, they're jealous. We do houseboy job properly, they're jealous. Everything we do, they're jealous. Yet they say they are the richest, so they have everything. Brother, follow who know road. Because if not, in another generation, you'll be crying and weeping. You'll be saying, oh, this is our Biafra, our people have been dying. We are not going to stop because our people have been dying. My brother, we can never be in that generation. In my next generation, I will still be Akwa Ibom, a proud Akwa Ibom, all born in Sima, Akparawa in Sima. That is who we are. No noise. Let's listen to our spokesman, special advisor, right? No, is this spokesman? Yes.
That the institution of the presidency does belong to them. And it is a sacred trust that has been given to the All Progressives Congress and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at this time. And as a result of that understanding, in our engagements with Nigerians and our engagements with the rest of the world, we will not be a party to the kinds of insulting language that we've seen in the past from government officials toward Nigerian citizens. We will not be arrogant in our disposition, as if we are higher or more important than the Nigerian citizen out there. We want to be sure that everybody understands that we're going to do things differently. We're going to respect Nigerians, and we're going to communicate with Nigerians on the basis of mutual respect and on the basis of true and factual and verifiable information.
Exactly. This is something that they don't understand. Are you seeing it? This is exactly what even the Senate president was telling Abaribe, Senator Abaribe. When Senator Abaribe said that, oh, what of if the government do not obey court orders? Can you listen to the special advisor on media publicity? He said, this government is doing something differently. Completely differently. So it's a superior revolution, guys. This is what I love to hear. Are you getting me now? This is what we want to hear. We are going to do something different because we are serving the people. We are not different from Nigerian people. We are not going to carry ourselves as if we are all and all because we are politicians. No. Your job is to serve the people. You are actually a servant, serving the people. Thank you very much for that speech. That was powerful.
So, let's get it clear. There were times that expectations of Nigerians on those who spoke for government or leaders in this country were below par. You are telling us that you will do differently.
I am saying unequivocally that I will do it differently, but
even when things do not go well, you will still tell Nigerians the real truth.
Well, I believe it's always...
And timely too.
Whether things are good or bad, it's always important to be honest with Nigerians. We will level with Nigerians. I think on the issue of how we engage with Nigerians, I think anyone who has followed me as an individual closely over the last several years as SSA to President Muhammadu Buhari would testify that they have never seen me insult anybody, not even my opposition, not to speak of the Nigerian citizens who have allowed us to have the opportunity to serve them. If you go through you search 5 years of my Twitter history, for example, you will not find a single insult that I've dished out to anybody because I was not raised to behave like that. So I believe that...
What can the IPOB people say? The IPOB people, they are proud to abuse somebody. In fact, you see me abusing people now. They are the ones that made me to abuse people. It's not in my nature to abuse people. It was because I was following them. Now, and I understand them. Now that I'm not part of them, because I don't want to be part of their criminality. When they abuse me, I abuse them 10,000 times. And my own abuse will pain them. You see, the brother is saying that since I don't abuse people. It's not in my blood to abuse people. No, I will do my job, deliver my job, but I will never be part of the people abusing people. But you see, these IPOB Biafra people, even their leader started with abuse. Calling everybody a zoo, calling everybody animal, calling all kinds of things. Call everybody names. So if you see any Biafra people, IPOB people, you understand me, talking and abusing people, it is in their nature. They were taught. Their leader taught them how to abuse people. They did not teach them anything. That's why in this program, have you ever seen any Biafra person call into this program and say anything good? They only abuse. Even in the comment section, look at it. They say you will die tomorrow. God punish you. You will do if we catch you. They threaten people. That is what they do. That is what their leader does. If I play any of their videos now, you will hear you will hear. Do you want me to play one of them? You see, when I tell you something, I give you woto woto. That is why they don't like me. because I catch them in everything that they do. They know that I know it. That is why they are so angry that I expose their criminality. If you want me to show you one, I can show you one. I will show you live and direct so that you see it. You understand me? I said their leader was teaching them how to insult people, abuse people, bomb properties, thinking that by doing they are going to get Biafra. That is the leader taught them. It's not a joke, oh. Wait, let me download it. It's going to be downloaded. I will come back and play it for you. No. I think that is not the one. Gosh, that is not the one. There's the one I want to. Immediately he started, he was abusing people. Immediately he was abusing. I said they were taught to abuse people. If you want to try it, just any of your friend or somebody close to you, just ask them simple questions. They will abuse you like say tomorrow no day. That is what they were taught. So for us, it's not a surprising thing. That's why when they call me, oh, go back and bury your mom. Go, I say these people, I already know what they are doing. I know they are criminals, and that is what they were taught. I have never seen any good thing come out of them. I have never, all these years that I've been work with them, listen with them, I have never, they teach people bad things. They are the one that told us that Buhari is dead now. Have you forgotten? They told us that Buhari is dead. They told us that Nigeria is a zoo. We joined them because we were thinking that they are the saints. We were thinking that they are the good people. When we discovered that they are even the worst criminals on earth, we came out and asked questions. They said, don't ask questions. It's command and control. Command and control. Oh my God, where is that video that I need now? Because, you know, whenever I tell you, I give you evidence, proof. You understand me? My brother. So I like this development, you know, listening to this brother here. In fact, it was powerful. It was powerful. He said, no, we are going to do something different. This government is not a government of abuse or making noise or, you know, we are going to do something different and we are here to work for the people. That is intelligence. That is knowledge. That is power. I don't want to be part of something that will bring death and tears to people. People will be crying and weeping. No, I would never want to be part of such thing. Are you getting me now? So that was a powerful conversation. You understand me? Of course, somebody said in Sima, Ajuri is more experienced as a journalist than Rufai. Forget about Rufai. He was teaching them now. I think Ajuri worked with them now in that their channel before. You understand me? Work with them. I say the Biafra people teach us that Nigeria is a zoo. It was IPOP. It was Biafra. It was Nnamdi Kanu who told us that Nigeria is a zoo. It was Nnamdi Kanu who abused everybody. He said Fulani, this. He mentioned all kinds of names. I don't want to mention those derogatory words here. He was one. Where did you learn it from? Where did you learn anywhere in the world where somebody come out on social media in a live broadcast, national broadcast, abusing everybody, abusing? They are the one that taught us. They are the one that taught us. Rubbish things. You understand me? They never have any good thing to offer. Right from time. So when I see them abuse me here, I laugh. They forgot that I was part of them. I understand their criminality until we busted them. You understand me? Until we busted them. So when they bring their criminality, their abuses, I laugh at them. Look at a man, look at the young man, 34 years, lecturing Simon Ekpa, who is nearly 60 years now, staying in Finland, deceiving their brothers in the name of Biafra. Listen.
Now for government spokespeople, whether you're in the presidency, whether you're in federal MDAs or in the security agencies, you have an obligation to understand first and foremost where you got your opportunity from. It did not come from you. It is not a birthright. It came from Nigerians. And we owe them that respect. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You will be able to deal with the trolls.
Oh, I've been dealing with that for years now, and I still respected my opposition.
Yeah. So let's get straight to it. Is there a realization with your principle and the people in the presidential villa? Because as you know, for those of you who live in a glass house, those of you who are in power, there is a sense of disconnection sometimes because you do not sometimes go to the same market as some of us who are just ordinary Nigerians on the street. And there might be that disconnect that you do not really know what is going on in the country, is that sense of realization and acknowledgement that Nigerians are really suffering.
Well, it is true that there has
Man,
been historically a disconnect between government and
oh
citizens.
my God.
Particularly because I think there is, I just want to be very candid about this.
Sorry, guys.
I think some of this has to
I
do
need
with
to bring this
military era
back.
orientation.
I wanted to stop it and say something, and I mistakenly. So I think this was a very, very wonderful question. That was a genuine question. Because it's true, all these politicians, they don't go the same market we go. They don't buy the same food that we buy. Understand me? That is why some of them are being deceived. That was the same way they deceived Buhari in office. Emefiele was deceiving Buhari that what his cashless policy was for the good of the people. And Buhari did not know. Because Buhari don't even use money. Buhari don't even need to use money. But Buhari was deceived. So that is very, very correct. I like the question from Shehu asking that question. Because you see, all this suffering that people are talking about, suffering. Are these people suffering? They are not suffering now. Are the politicians suffering? When last did they go to market? They don't go market. They don't know what people are passing through. They don't know what people are passing through. That they don't know. You understand me? They don't really know what Nigerians are passing through. That. So I love the question from Shehu, asking sincere question that Nigerians are passing through difficulties even now as we speak. But you see, these politicians, they don't do that. They don't go to market. They don't care. Is it their money? They don't. So that is a genuine question, and I really, really want to listen to the way Ajuri responded to this question, because I think that's a powerful one, and I can already see him saying, yes, that is true. That is true that Nigerians are going through challenges at the moment. There's a lot of things that is going on right now. That is the truth. We cannot deny that fact. Are you getting me now? That is the truth. So I like that. Let me listen to his response.
You are telling us that you will do differently.
I am saying unequivocally that I will do it differently, but
even so, when things do not go well, you will still tell Nigerians the real truth.
Well, I believe.
He said, when things are not going well, will you still tell Nigerians the real truth? Wow. This is a powerful statement. Will you still tell Nigerians the real truth? Let's listen to him.
I
believe it's always
and timely too.
Whether things are good or bad is important to be honest with Nigerians. We will level with Nigerians. I think on the issue of how we engage with Nigerians, I think anyone who has followed me as an individual closely over the last several years as SSA to President Muhammadu Buhari would testify that they have never seen me insult anybody, not even my opposition, not to speak of the Nigerian citizens who have allowed us to have the opportunity to serve them. If you go through you search 5 years of my Twitter history, for example, you will not find a single insult that I've dished out to anybody because I was not raised to behave like that. So I believe.
And just like I said, the IPOP people cannot be proud of this. They cannot be proud. They cannot say that this. They cannot be proud of this. There is nothing that the IPOP people can be proud of. The only thing they say is sit at home, this and this, cause problem. We want to burn down this. There's never any good thing coming from them. You understand? But the kind of question that Shehu is asking, man, is super question. Super question, guys. Super question.
That the standard now for spokespeople, whether you're in the presidency, whether you're federal MDAs or in the security agencies, you have a nation to understand first and foremost where you got your opportunity from. It did not come from you. It is not a birthright. It came from Nigeria.
Did you hear what he said? He said it doesn't. He said the standard, the new standard now. In this government, there's a standard. The new standard now is that we are going to do this. We are going to make sure we fulfill our purpose, our job, and be truthful and honest to Nigerians. He said there's a new standard. That was powerful. I didn't even get that point last time.
Civil
and we owe them
engagement.
that respect.
That-
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You will be able to deal with.
Oh, I've been dealing with that for years now, and I still respected my opposition.
Yeah. So let's get straight to it. Is there a realization with your principle and the people in the presidential villa? Because as you know, for those of you who live in the glass house, those of you who are in power, there is a sense of disconnection sometimes because you do not sometimes go to the same market as some of us who are just ordinary Nigerians on the street. And there might be that disconnect.
I've noticed that this Shehu is very, very down to earth, guys. The question that Shehu have been asking, even during the campaign, man, he's been so intelligent. This Shehu, I'm telling you, intelligent questions. Look at that question. Look at that question. He said, you people don't go to the same market that ordinary Nigerians are going, even if you eat, but you are not the one that go to the market. You don't go to the same shops. Do these politicians, do they even buy petrol? Do you see them in filling station? They have their own special supply, special tanks. They will be bringing it to them. In fact, even the federal government is even supplying them. These politicians, when they don't even care about the cost of petrol and everything, because they supply them. It's part of their alawi. So that is the genuine question that Shehu was trying to ask. Let me pick up this call. Hello?
Hello, nice name.
This is in Sima, Akbarawa and Sima. Please go ahead. We are live and direct.
Oh, sorry. I'll call you back.
Okay. All right. So you see, Don Raymond said the IPOPs are too local. The educated ones and uneducated ones are always reasoning the same way. They are chronic mental issues. Powerful. Let's continue this question, guys, so that we move from here.
You do not really know what is going on in the country. Is that sense of realization and acknowledgement that Nigerians are really suffering?
Well, it is true that there has been historically a disconnect between government and citizens, particularly because I think there is, I just want to be very candid about this. I think some of this has to do with military era orientation as it relates to how government communicates with the people. It had always been a situation where you issue decrees, you issue government press releases, and you simply expect Nigerians to swallow that, irrespective of what the content of it is. What I have tried really hard to bring to the table in my role as SSA on public affairs was really moving toward a two-way engagement in the country, where you're going to radio stations across the country, doing live Q&A sessions, listening to people who are hurting on the street, economically, security-wise, and otherwise, so that you can have that feedback mechanism to those in power. That was kind of my last term. What I want to do now, hopefully, and surely with the full support of President Bola Tinubu, who is all about transparency and openness, and really opening the institution of the presidency to Nigerians. In fact, I would just note that if you look at the Twitter feeds and the social media handles of the presidency and some of the officials in the presidency handling social media now, you would see parts of the interior of the State House that no Nigerian had ever seen who had not been in the State House. They are now taking, they're taking photos and videos in areas that previously were cordoned off. It's all part of that process of gradually, engaging Nigerians to say, look.
Can you listen to what is going on? This is remarkable, man. I have listened to this, the Uncommon Senate president also present the same idea to Nigerians that no, this government is different. This is the same thing that Ajuri is saying here. That even the president himself is committed to something new. Wow. This is powerful, guys. We can't wait to experience this new government, man. We cannot wait. We can't wait to experience it.
We understand you gave us the opportunity, and we're going to open this house.
Are we able to see your principle more relating to the people? I mean, no one will judge him. He's just gotten into office 60 days plus. But is it possible that he gets on the ground and feel Nigerians more than we've seen other leaders in this country do?
Well, it speaks to the issue of disconnect you're talking about, because President Bola Tinubu is the president who we saw, for example, on Fridays when it's time to go to mosque. He broke kind of a custom of just attending the mosque within the State House. He went out to mosques in Lagos, mosques in Abuja, really kind of interacting with people as he goes out into various parts of the city. You'll even see situations where when he gets into his car, instead of just going straight to his car, he'll walk around, engage with people on the street at the gates of the facilities where he's at before he gets into his car. But it's not based on just the optics. That part of it is there. But the other part of it is, how do you have a structure within the State House that allows the commander-in-chief and the president to be able to get firsthand information from the ground of what is actually happening? I think it is absolutely true that for a long time it's been kind of a bubble, a kind of a maximum security prison. We want to break those walls down a bit.
And I'd like to know, how do you explain that on one hand...
Sorry, before Seun ask the question, you see, I think I love to listen to Ajuru. Whenever he speaks, this Ajuri will reveal a lot of things. He gives the information the way it is. Guys, when you are listening to him, are you not seeing something different happening? When you are listening to Ajuri here, he has these intelligent ways of delivering the message, and he is very, very strategic as well. Which means that we are expecting something good now. More good things. We are expecting something good, more good things to happen. We cannot wait.
You were negotiating with Labour. You had a meeting. You were in that meeting. Few hours later, your government had gone to court to charge or to hold Labour in contempt of court over a matter you are sitting down to negotiate with them. Is that sincerity of purpose?
Well, I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that, Seun, to be fair. First of all, I was not yet appointed as at that time, so I wasn't in that earlier meeting before the court judgment came out. But I do believe, as part of the negotiations that were going on then, that it was understood by the labor movement that government wanted to negotiate on the basis of good faith, but that it would test the legitimacy of the exercise in court. I think we would get into troubling waters, as it were, if we begin to say that people should not exercise their free right to go to court.
Well, is that sincerity?
I'm coming.
Is that sincerity?
No, of course it's...
If you and I are having a conversation,
of course it is.
Then you go behind and you...
No, you're not good. No, but
drag,
this is... No,
you drag the labor
Seun,
to
that's
court.
not correct. That's not correct, because you're creating an impression that there was something subterranean going on, when in fact it was something that we told them we were going to do. So there's nothing about going behind or creeping or being disingenuous. You're having a negotiation with somebody. You're saying, look, we need time because we are currently running a deficit, right? We simply do not have the money right now, given all of the controversies we know at the central bank, which right now there's an approved external auditor going through the books of the central bank. Knowing the problems we've had with our books over the course of the last few years or what have you, we now said, look, realistically, we have to be realistic. We're not going to be promising people things we can't deliver. If we don't have the money to do what you're telling us to do, we will tell you we don't have the money. So what we are saying is that it's with the subsidy saving, they'll bring out all of the palliatives that we're agreeing to. But if you are saying that you are going to shut the nation down because the money that you know is not available is not going to be put on the table in front of you, knowing that it's not available, then we are going to look you in the eye and tell you that we're going to take you to court and test that before a judge. And then the last point, Seun, on that is that let's also appreciate the fact, and this is...
Are you listening? Are you listening? I said these people, they still think that we are in the era of Buhari or Obasanjo or what is his name, Jonathan. That is what they are thinking. That's what they are thinking. The Labour Party, the Labour Congress, Today, Labour Congress, Labour Party, they still think that we are in the era where they will come and make noise. This is technocrats, intelligent people, competent people running this government now. Did you listen to the conversation? They always twist the story. Just like what Shehu was trying to say. That no, how can you be negotiating with Labour Congress and then you still go to court? Remember when I told you that the federal government took them to court for contempt of court, right? But the Labour Party or the Labour Congress, because they are the same, they also did the same thing. The Labour Congress also did the same thing. When the federal government was telling them, this is what I want to do, this is what I've done, and they still went ahead to protest and cause problems. Is that not true? But I like the conversation. They all know that the first subsidy is a crime and there's nothing that is working. The government is saving money from it. So if they want the government to do anything, it will be from the first subsidy money. But you see, they thought that it's still Buhari government where they can deceive Buhari and do anything. It's not going to happen this time around in this government.
No way, shape, or form an attempt to antagonize the labor movement. It is absolutely true that people are hurting, Shion. Nigerians are hurting. Fuel prices have gone up. Food prices have gone up. Salaries have been impacted by the currency devaluation that's taken place as we've tried to unify the exchange rates. These are real problems, and people are hurting. So we do not in any way lambast or denigrate the labor movement for defending the yearnings of people when they're hurting. What we are saying is that when you come to the table, let's be fair-minded based on not an ideological concept, but on the basis of what the pragmatic reality is on the ground about what we have, what we don't have, what we can do, and what we cannot do. And then what we've said is that if you're not dealing with reality, then we would now become worried that the previous linkage that we all know it was an open linkage, it wasn't hidden, between a Labour Party presidential candidate who's currently in court and the labor movement. That was a reality. So we said, if you're not playing politics, then you're going to work with us on the basis of reality and not on the basis of fantasy.
All right. I'll get to some of these other issues because Nigerians need to get the real, the facts
but did you
of
hear
the
that?
matter
Absolutely.
and the truth.
Did you hear that? The Labour Congress, today, Labour Party has always been running a propaganda, fallacy, fantasy, lies. I'm telling you, they think that they can do that to the city boy government. They brought the same method to the city boy. He said, no, you cannot continue to be running on fantasies. No, you must address the real issues on ground. And they have seen that it's not going to be business as usual. They have allowed them to come out on the first day to make noise, to bring down the National Assembly gate. They brought it down. They partnered with their friends. But it's not going to work again this time. Are you getting me? That is powerful, guys. So let's listen to the line of question from Shehu, because Shehu is firing this our spokesman well.
Of the issues, and they need to be able to, in the list, they're the ones suffering. Let's get back. I understand that Mr. Falana is back with us. Apologies, Mr. Falana. We had a technical outage on the connection with you. Sincere apologies, Senior Advocate.
No problem.
The question I was asking before that outage is in respect of your position right on this program. It was a conversation between yourself and I that you said if the federal government would go ahead to spend $800 million US given by the World Bank, it cannot be as a loan. You had said that it can only be a grant. But the World Bank has said, no, it is a loan. That means Nigeria will have to pay back. And that money, we understand that the 8,000 naira to poor 12 million household for 6 months is still going to continue. Do you still hold that stance, Mr. Falana, that it is illegal?
Well, Seun, I didn't write the laws.
banks, but I'm saying under the provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, loans can only be procured by Nigeria for the purpose of executing capital projects. There's no provision for palliatives under the law. And therefore, the World Bank, just like a local bank, is supposed to take into consideration the provisions of the law. In every country, you know, when you are engaging in giving loans and whatever. And I'm saying that the central bank will have to be convinced, will have to be persuaded by the government. Sorry, we have discovered that we made an error because you pressurize us to remove fuel subsidy. This should be your own contribution to it. I'm sure if a case is made to the leadership of the World Bank, this will be understood. But if the government goes ahead to regard it as a loan, Nigerians have the right, of course, to challenge the legality of the loan. That is the issue. Because the central bank is involved in the management of the Nigerian economy, albeit illegally. The IMF is involved in the management of the economy. But this has to be in line with the provisions of the Constitution, the Central Bank Act, and the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The World Bank has copies of these laws, and the World Bank must respect the sovereignty of Nigeria. That is the issue. And of course, there are situations where the World Bank cancels loans, and this is one of such situations. And for me, it is the contribution of the World Bank to the campaign for the removal of fuel subsidy. Why Nigerians are complaining? The World Bank is lauding the government. The IMF is pressing the government for adopting its own policy. On what ground do you want to further problematize the problem, the crisis, by asking Nigerians to pay a loan? All right, Mr. Falana, let's take a breather. But when we come back, there are some fundamental issues.
That is Mr. Falana. Giving it to them, woto. Me, I don't know that one. No. Me, I don't know that one. No. That's not what I'm interested in now. Okay, guys, let's go back there. Because
let's get back to Mr. Ajuri Ngilale. Ajuri, tell us, these 800 million US dollars, I was asking Mr. Falana, he said it's illegal to spend it the way and manner World Bank is proposing for government to spend it. Is the president rethinking about that money?
The first thing to mention there, Shun, is that the National Assembly, before former President Muhammadu Buhari left office, the 9th National Assembly had actually approved that fund. So the notion that it's illegal, maybe he can better explain what he means by that. But the due process, according to the laws we have in this country, had seen that money to be available. And the World Bank, by the way, would not permit a sovereign country that they're partnering with to use their funds illegitimately or illegally. So it has to work on both ends for that to happen. Now, the next point is that all of that entire conversation is, as of now, irrelevant. And the reason why I say that is because we have already issued a statement through the special advisor to the president on communications, special duties, and strategy, Mr. Dele Alake. So I think it was about a week or two ago, where it was announced that the president had listened very carefully to Nigerians and to the analysts who were discussing it, and just the general reaction of Nigerians across the board. It showed clearly that Nigerians were not really accepting of the notion of spending an $800 million facility, which is a loan, on 8,000 naira per month for 12 million households over 6 months. So what he now did was he fully retracted that. He has, you notice in the last speech he gave very recently, 2 days ago, that issue of the $800 million and the program to send that money to 12 million households, it wasn't even mentioned. And the reason why is because that particular aspect has been revoked. So it's actually a totally irrelevant conversation now. It's not going to happen.
So that money is not going to be spent by this government.
As I understand it, and I want to be very clear.
Did you hear that? That is why I said I don't know that one, because I'm not aware. All those money issues is no. I did not hear the president talk about it. That's why I say I'm not aware of that one. From what I'm hearing now, Ajuri trying to explain that all those rubbish have been scrapped. That is what I hear now. Let's continue.
About this. As I understand it, that money is specifically for a conditional loan program for Nigerian families to benefit from, and that program has been canceled by the president. So I do not believe that that money will be spent at all. And again, the National Assembly approved it for a purpose.
Did you hear that?
So it cannot be spent outside of.
That money has been canceled. So my brother Francis Josiah, Nsima is so funny. Guy, you don't know that one. I love your sincerity. I don't know that one because I've been following. If there's anybody that I've listened to the City Boy, I'm one of those people that have listened to the City Boy very well. I almost can recite everything that the City Boy have been saying. I know when the time when they said they wanted to share 8,000, is it 8,000 naira, whatever palliative, all those kind of things. To talk about money, we did not like the idea because we know that previous governments have been trying to share money palliative. Nobody received it. It did not benefit the real Nigerians, true Nigerians. Some people hijack it. We did not. So we knew that if the federal government should go back to the same way, it will continue the same story. We knew that it's not going to work. And the City Boy listened to us. This is exactly what he said. The money have been scrapped. So I like it for this clarification. That's why when I heard Falana San was talking about it, I was like, man, I don't know that one. And that is the truth. I don't know it. Because I know that the City Boy have canceled anything palliative rubbish nonsense. Let the City Boy use that money. Let them build road, transportation system, use it for support small businesses. That is what we need. That is what will make the value of money, will increase the value of our currency, naira, and then reduce the price of food made in Nigerian products. That is the truth. There's nothing else. So I'm so much happy for this clarification from Ajuri. Thank you very much for it as well.
That purpose. So I believe it's very safe to say that that money will not be spent for anything other than that, and that it will not be spent for that purpose either.
So Nigerians should
essentially they should just put that idea to bed.
To bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
World Bank, with their own idea, it's on one hand.
Absolutely.
And the federal government, led by Bola Tinubu, will go ahead with its own palliative plan.
With its own palliative plan, now, separate from the World Bank funds.
The president said 1 trillion naira has been saved. And there are those who think that that may not be exactly correct, considering that Nigeria has been defaulting in paying a backlog or the previous payment on the subsidy in its own way, because NNPC was the sole importer of the product. But NNPC had come out to say that the country has defaulted, the state has defaulted severally. So when the president said we saved 1 trillion naira, there are those who say, where is the money? It's in the central bank.
Well, thank you very much. So the proof is in the pudding here. And again, everything I say in this program, I'm hoping our viewers will take time to fact check me, because everything can be Googled and searched. First of all, it is true that, and this is part of what I was talking about when I said when we were having the negotiations with labor, we didn't have the money, because you're right, there was a default going on within the NNPC. Because they were using up funds that would have been, shared to the tiers of the federal government, between the federal government and the states and local governments to essentially pay the subsidy. Now, what is critical to understand is before now, there was, you recall, I think it was in May of this year, when the NNPC came out and announced that they're not going to be able to remit anything to FARC for onward sharing, essentially, in terms of their, profits and royalties, etc. What has now happened is in the last 1 month, they reported a profit for the first time in I don't know how long. I think it was 150 billion that they had remitted. In addition to that point, again, they can fact check this. The FARC had received a historic high inflow from all sources, including the NNPC, of about 1.9 trillion in the month of June. It is not a coincidence that I think in April, it was at about 600 and something billion, May, about 700 and something billion. Then all of a sudden, we removed subsidy at the end of May. And then from June 1 to June 30th, the month of May, all of a sudden at the end of June, at the beginning of July, FARC has now received 1.9 trillion against 700 billion the month before. That's a surplus now of 1.2 trillion in 1 month. What we are saying is that the funding that we're going to be using for the programs that I'm about to lay out in a moment, the palliatives that Nigerians want to know about, will come from an agreement between the federal government under the president and the state governors that out of the 1.95 trillion naira that has now accrued to FARC in June, for example, and again, we're going to hear an announcement soon about what we accrued in July. We're just talking about only June now, 1.9 trillion. The agreement was that out of that massive surplus saved by the removal of the subsidy, we are going to send 790 billion into essentially what is a dedicated savings account, but it's not savings for the sake of savings. It's saving to invest. That is agreed upon between the states and the federal government. Then we agreed to share approximately 900 billion to the states, which is about 2 or 300 billion more than the previous month's allocations to the states. So they're happy, they have more money already, and we're saving essentially $1 billion in 1 month as a result of the removal of subsidy. Now, what we're going to do is, out of that massive savings that we've accrued out of the removal of subsidy, again, you can see why we don't need to revert to the World Bank loan, because we have all this extra money now. What we're now doing is we're saying, look,
exactly.
Out of the 790
oh
billion
my
that we're
God,
using,
God
the
bless
president
this
announced.
Maduri. He said we don't need to borrow money again. We have money. Hey! Abasudion thing, Ajuri, Abasudion. Abasene Kudion, oh. Hey! We have money. We don't need to borrow money, even if we borrow. But now we have money because there's a lot of money from the savings. Did you hear that? The IPOP people, they no one hear this one. The disobedient children, they no one hear this one. They want to hear bad thing. They want to say, oh, Tinubu don't borrow extra money. So the people running the propaganda, can you hear? Yes, initially there was this 800 million from World Bank, whatever, that they wanted to, whatever, but it's not working. That has been suspended. We now have money from the from the fuel subsidy removal. We have plenty money. Thank you very much. Your appointment is sealed and signed, delivered. You are the right man for the job. The city boy has never failed us. You understand me? The right team of people working with him to deliver solutions. Because these fake news that have been everywhere, people running propaganda, that is why I don't listen to them. This is a proper explanation. Thank you very much. That was powerful. We have money. This government have money now. They have distributed the money to the governors, to the senators, to everybody. Hold your governors accountable because we have money. No excuse this time around. No excuse.
Announced the infrastructure support program for states, where he's essentially going to provide funding to the states to counterpart fund major infrastructure projects that will do multiple things. One, it'll put people to work. It'll put wealth into the hands of vendors, construction workers, construction companies, those who bring the cement, those who bring the sand, and the value goes down the chain into the rural markets. Then in addition to that, he's put in place, and that's going to deal, by the way, with roads, it's going to deal with power, it's going to deal with basic healthcare, basic education, and the like. In addition to that, he has now put in place a set of palliatives that I want to be very clear about so that Nigerians know exactly what he's doing. One, in the last 1 month, he signed 4 executive orders that either suspend existing taxes on small and medium scale enterprises in the country and large enterprises.
We have been missing this brother for a very long time. Now, if you come and listen to everything that the city boy have done, please, I'm going to go back there, please. He finished the thing. He finished everything. We have been missing this brother. My brother, where did you go? You are welcome back. You understand me? Are you listening? Where are the IPOP criminals, Biafra propagandists? Come and hear. This is the right information. Stop sharing fake news. Stop disturbing running propaganda. It's not going to work. Oh. Can you imagine the combination of Ajuri and the City Boy movement? My brother, powerful. The combination of the uncommon Senate president, the uncommon Speaker of the House, the uncommon president himself, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the uncommon Vice President Shetima, my brother, it is finished. Oh. You people will not succeed. I'm telling you. Come and listen to the right information. Super. My brother, we give you everything. Continue.
9 trillion in the month of June. It is not a coincidence that in in April,
listen, no.
essentially they should just put that idea to bed.
To bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
World Bank, with their own idea, it's on one hand.
Absolutely.
And the federal government, led by Bola Tinubu, will go ahead with its own palliative plan.
With its own palliative plan, now, separate from the World Bank funds.
The president said 1 trillion naira has been saved. And there are those who think that that may not be exactly correct, considering that Nigeria has been defaulting in paying a backlog or the previous payment on the subsidy in its own way, because NNPC was the sole importer of the product. But NNPC had come out to say the country has defaulted, the state has defaulted sadly. So when the president said we save 1 trillion naira, those who say, where is the money? It's in the central bank.
Well, thank you very much. So the proof is in the pudding here. And again, everything I say on this program, I'm hoping our viewers will take time to fact me, because everything can be Googled and searched.
We are listening. We are listening. Ajuri, we are listening. We are the real patriotic Nigerians. We know what you are saying. We are listening to you. Go ahead. Anybody that don't want to listen is a criminal. That is my own version. You understand me?
True that, and this is part of what I was talking about when I said when we were having the negotiations with labor, we didn't have the money, because you're right, there was a default going on within the NNPC because they were using up funds that would have been, shared to the tiers of the federal government, between the federal government and the states and local governments to essentially pay the subsidy. Now, what is critical to understand is before now, there was, you recall, I think it was in May of this year, when the NNPC came out and announced that they're not going to be able to remit anything to FARC for onward sharing, essentially, in terms of their profits and royalties, etc. What has now happened is in the last 1 month, they reported a profit for the first time in I don't know how long. I think it was 150 billion that they had remitted. In addition to that point, again, they can fact check this. The FARC had received a historic high inflow from all sources, including the NNPC, of about 1.9 trillion in the month of June. It is not a coincidence that in April it was at about 600 and something billion, May about 700 and something billion. Then all of a sudden we removed subsidy at the end of May, and then from June 1 to June 30th, the month of May, all of a sudden at the end of June, at the beginning of July, FARC has now received 1.9 trillion against 700 billion the month before. That's a surplus now of 1.2 trillion in 1 month. What we are saying is that the funding that we're going to be using for the programs that I'm about to lay out in a moment, the palliatives that Nigerians want to know about, will come from an agreement between the federal government under the president and the state governors that out of the 1.95 trillion naira that has now accrued to FARC in June, for example, and again, we're going to hear an announcement soon about what we accrued in July. We're just talking about only June now, 1.9 trillion. The agreement was that out of that massive surplus saved by the removal of the subsidy, we are going to send 790 billion into essentially what is a dedicated savings account, but it's not savings for the sake of savings. It's saving to invest. That is agreed upon between the states and the federal government. Then we agreed to share approximately 900 billion to the states, which is about 2 or 300 billion more than the previous month's allocations to the states. So they're happy, they have more money already, and we're saving essentially $1 billion in 1 month as a result of the removal of subsidy. Now, what we're going to do is, out of that massive savings that we've accrued out of the removal of subsidy, again, you can see why we don't need to revert to the World Bank loan, because we have all this extra money now. What we're now doing is we're saying, look, out of the 790 billion that we're savings, the president announced the establishment of a new infrastructure support program for states, where he's essentially going to provide funding to the states to counterpart fund major infrastructure projects that will do multiple things. One, it'll put people to work. It'll put wealth into the hands of vendors, construction workers, construction companies, those who bring the cement, those who bring the sand, and the value goes down the chain into the rural markets. Then in addition to that, he's put in place, and that's going to deal, by the way, with roads, it's going to deal with power, it's going to deal with basic healthcare, basic education, and the like. In addition to that, he has now put in place a set of palliatives that I want to be very clear about so that Nigerians know exactly what he's doing. One, in the last 1 month, he signed 4 executive orders that either suspend existing taxes on small and medium scale enterprises in the country and large enterprises in the country, so that you will essentially expand their expendable revenue space within their companies. They now have buffer because their taxes are being reduced. Then he's also signed an executive order that would delay the commencement of new taxes that would have come in on these companies. That's one. Then number 2, he's put in place a program for agriculture. He's already announced in his last speech that 235,000 metric tons of grains have been released from our strategic grain reserves nationwide.
Have those been released?
The process of release has begun already. It's already started moving. Then, in addition to that, he's directed the release of 200,000 metric tons worth of fertilizer, seedlings, and other implements for our farmers nationwide.
Did we have them in storage?
No, of course.
Or where are we getting these?
Yeah, these are in our strategic grain reserves. We first of all, we purchased them from local farmers. So over a period of time, let's just say over a 1-year period, bit by bit over the course of the months, whatever available grain is still on the market that has not been consumed by the Nigerians locally. We're able to go to small scale farmers through their cooperatives and purchase their grains, those excess grains, before they go bad, and put them in our strategic grain reserves. So the grains have been in our reserves. Then in addition to that, we've been able to procure all of the 200,000 metric tons worth of fertilizer, seedlings, and implements that will now go out immediately to smallholder farmers across the nation so that they can increase their yields and also ensure that we have more supply in the market so that costs of food go down.
Are we going to have an effect of immediacy? Something that Nigerians who are hungry now, you're talking of a plan of farming plans and all of you that will have to wait for harvest. Nigerians cannot wait for harvest. We're looking for something that will heal their pains immediately. Are we seeing anything like that?
No, when we're talking about an immediate release from the strategic grain reserves.
Sorry, Ajuri. This show will know how to ask questions. God, he just won't catch they find way to catch the government. He say, I don't know, this farming. Of course, farming takes time. Before everything, people don't hungry finish. Yeah? She will say, are we going to wait until harvest period? So now that Nigerians are hungry, looking for food, are you telling us that this policy is going to mature now for Nigerians to eat? That was a powerful question, guys. I think she will know how to ask intelligent questions. Yes.
The grains are ready, they're hitting the market now. And the impact of that is that the price goes down in the market because you now have more supply. So that the cost of food will go down. That's an immediate thing. The second one is that when you look at the issue of immediate cash in hand, while we're not doing the World Bank handout program now, what we are going to do is the president has approved for a program of about 150 billion to be given to MSMEs across all 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. 50 billion will be given out in the form of grants, meaning this is money they will not have to pay back. Nigerians will not have to pay it back. These MSMEs that are going to be supported will not have to pay it back. Then the other 75 billion will be given in the form of loan, but single-digit interest rate loan with a repayment period of about 5 years, 60 months. How we're going to do that, and I think the interest rate is 9%, single-digit. So the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to be focusing on MSMEs in every local government area of the Federation. I want to emphasize that because the issue is about distribution and spread and equity.
Administration, because
can you understand it now? Because the reason why I'm doing this is to also explain it. We have been saying go and learn a skill. Go and start your business. Go and open your company. Start to pay tax. Do something. The government will not come and give you on the street money. Oh. It is the people that are working. It is the people that own businesses, companies. You are doing something. You have a skill. Maybe you are a trader. These are the people that is going to benefit you. You are not going to benefit by staying on social media, shouting, sit at home. Oh. Now that we are saying this thing, you are not listening. You will miss out if you sit at home and be shouting, sit at home, sit at home, sit at home. You are just wasting your time. Are you listening? We have been saying this thing even before the government announced it. Because we listened to the campaign. We followed the City Boy campaign. We knew that the City Boy is interested in agriculture. As you can see, his focus is agriculture. I've been saying, in fact, there was a Twitter program I did. I was telling them that the government is interested in agriculture. And if you listen to it, it is value-added agriculture. Value added. So set up your business, register your company. I have my own. Oh, what I'm telling you, I'm not making noise. I have my own. I will benefit from it. Look at the government saying there's going to be grant money, free money that is going to be given to businesses that you don't need to pay. So please, if you don't know how to do this thing, reach out to us. That is why the City Boy movement is here. If you don't know how to register your company, if you want to register your company, if you want ideas on how to set up your business, small scale businesses, startup businesses, in fact, we are going to launch our program. I've been waiting for this time. I've just been preparing. We are launching several training programs. We are launching programs in writing programs, cybersecurity programs, tech programs, agriculture programs, manufacturing programs. We are going to be launching it very soon on the City Boy movement. There are different bodies that are going to be doing their own. But you see, we are talking about the City Boy movement. We are going to be launching these programs, partnering with different people and facilitators across. This is what is going on. This is our part. This is what we need to do. The government have said money is available. Come and take it. Prepare for it so that you'll be eligible for it. Register your business, get the skills, start a trade, start business. This is the only way you can succeed. This is the only, it's not, now you have listened to the money. Before, it's not tomorrow now you will say, oh, I did not benefit though. Because whether you do it or not, people will do it and they will benefit from it. This is a reality. Thank you very much, Ajuri, for this explanation. This is more detailed.
The lack of trust in the system. All these monies that President Tinubu is approving, there are those who believe that they're going to go into wrong hands.
It is only natural, Sheon, given our history of maladministration in the country for decades, military and civilian. We have earned the skepticism of Nigerians over time, and we understand that, all right? I'm speaking as from the public sector. But if you look very carefully at those who have been appointed as special advisors, and those technicians who are around the president, who are part of the Lagos success story, where you have the agricultural boom going on in Lagos, the largest rice mill in West Africa in Lagos. These are the same people now at the center administering these policies. So yes, skepticism is out there, but we want to assure Nigerians that the proof will be in the pudding, and we are going to be very open with them about how these interventions are made. I want to say one last thing on this issue of the palliatives, because it's one thing to deal with the issue of food, which I've talked about. It's another thing to deal with the issue of financing MSMEs to ensure that they have cash in hand to expand their employment base and create jobs, sustain existing jobs. It is another thing entirely to deal with the fuel issue, which is why I want to make sure all Nigerians hear me when I say that we have put aside 100 billion naira for the purchase of 3,000 CNG fueled buses. Why is this important? The reason why it's important is because CNG per liter, a bus fueled by CNG per liter, it's 130 naira per liter, as against 617 naira per liter for PMS. So a bus on PMS is essentially 4 times the cost of a bus that is run on CNG. So what we're doing is, with the 100 billion naira, we're purchasing 3,000 CNG fueled buses. We are going to distribute them to all urban centers in every state of the federation, to transport companies. While we're going to give them these buses, right, we're also going to be giving these transport companies single-digit interest rate loans to be able to support the expansion of their companies, even as they have these CNG fueled buses. The last point on this, Sheon, is that while the CNG fueled buses are in operation, what that now means for the Nigerian on the street is that when he wants to go to work, when she wants to go to the market, she's entering a bus that's going to cost her 50 naira to get to that place, that if she was in a PMS field bus, she would have paid 300 or 400 naira for to get to the same place. This is the import of what we're doing.
Just give me a moment. Let me get back to Mr. Femi Falana. I hope that we have him back.
My brother, Ajuri finished work. Where are the disobedient children, the IPOP people running propaganda? I'm still asking because I don't know. Are you people still sitting at home? Is Obi coming? Because there's no, your sitting at home, your not sitting at home has no effect with the Nigerian government. Are you? Did they mention you? My brother, Nigeria is progressing. Nigeria is progressing. Whether you sit at home, nobody talk about you, my brother. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If they talk about it, then what do they talk? Did they talk good or bad? Is Obi still coming? Are you still being deceived? Obi have children, have families, have houses abroad everywhere, have businesses, and you are still being deceived. I wonder the day you wake up. That day it will be too late. Maybe when you are 60 years old. I understand it. Did you see the explanation? This is 34 years old man giving you his analysis, proper information. It's not just analysis. It is a reality of what the government is doing. So when you hear them say, in 2 months, the City Boy has achieved a lot, laid the foundation for progress in the country. Wow. This is powerful, guys. Let me listen to what Shehu want to ask Mr. Falana before I move.
Okay, I understand that he's not back with us. So in all of this, there is a factor here that the state have to respond.
Oh, absolutely. There's a there to play.
Yeah.
You see now, the big factor when it comes about implementation, the state they play a role. That is why we are launching a program as the City Boy movement across all the local government in the 36 states of Nigeria. We are having representatives, City Boy movement representatives everywhere to give report of what is going on in their local government in their state. Because we want to understand what the state government are using the money that the federal government is giving them to do. This is very, very important. The implementation stage now is at the state level and the local government level. What are the governors doing? I'm aware of some of the governors, the Edo State Governor, Obaseki, talking about sharing 500 million. Hobu Zodimma as well. I've listened to Hobu Zodimma, even the Lagos State Governor as well. Other governors, they are taking action. The Borno Governor, plenty of them. I've listened, most of people have called in, but we want to set up more representatives in this state to give us tangible, physical, real report of what is going on in those states, because we want to know we are going to be publishing the achievements and the programs and the plans of the state, what they are doing at the state level, at the local government level, because they are the center stage of the implementation of all these policies. And they don't have any problem in terms of money and execution. Finances have been provided, funds have been provided for the state government and the local government. So this is the part that I love the most, the implementation part, which the state governors are responsible and the local government.
Whether or not the federal government has these acts put together, the state also has to play a major role. Now, the question as to what the workers are going to take home. 30,000 naira is a minimum wage.
Right.
What is in the thinking of President Bola Tinubu as a deserving workers' wage?
It's absolutely evident at this point, and I do not want to preempt the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I also don't want to preempt the work of the Minimum Wage Review Committee that's going to be getting this down and dusted. But what I will say is this: it is evident that the President would want nothing less than a doubling. And I say nothing less. This means you're looking at a basic minimum of a doubling of the current minimum wage. We're looking at a floor here, not a ceiling. So that's on the one end. On the other end, he has been imploring.
And you know the implication. that our recurrent is going to jump.
Well, that's on
dramatically.
that's on the federal end, right? That's on the federal
And
end.
whether or not the state also can bear the burden.
No, we're talking
because
about
it will affect the baseline.
Well, hold on.
So if you increase the federal minimum wage, the state also will be impacted because workers
absolutely
are workers.
That's completely
Is the federal government thinking about that? And how will the buffer come?
Absolutely. So this is why it goes back to that very important statement I made earlier about FARC allocations now as against what they were pre-subsidy removal. Already, as we speak, as of June, the state governments of our country had received 300 billion more than they had received in any previous month over the last few years. That's point number one. So they already have more money right now. Point number two.
Wait. Ajuri, they make my belly the sweet. He's confirming to us that this government get money. Ekute. Now this kind of news now they won't hear. I don't want to hear people they complain. Money day, my brother. But we need to put it into useful use. Good and useful use. That is what we need to do at this point. Are you getting me now? Money day. You understand me? If it was Obi, can you imagine Obi? Obi could have said, don't worry, we are going to do it as if China, we are going to do it like China is doing. You don't know that Nigerian problem is specific. Obi would have been telling, we are going to do it like the way that China, Malaysia, Indonesia. I will travel to China, just like I travel to Egypt. Obi traveled to Egypt. Say he want to go and study how they produce electricity. Now, he did not win, no. So is Obi going to tell the federal government what he learned from traveling to Egypt? They can deceive people. Or is he going to hand, because now the state government can produce electricity. They can now produce and distribute their own electricity. So is Obi going to give the idea to Soludo in Anambra State to provide electricity? I tell you, these people, they know how to run a propaganda. They know how to deceive people. Remember at the beginning of the campaign, that was Obi. Obi told us that he's going to Egypt to go and learn how to do electricity. He wants to know how Egypt, they have steady electricity. Eh? My brother, Ajuri is very good for this job. He's delivering proper. Please, let's pay attention to him. Proper.
We are, from the federal end, playing our part to ensure that we bring down food costs and energy costs through the bus program that I mentioned, through the support to transport companies, and then obviously with the agricultural interventions, as well as the MSME capitalization interventions. But then on top of that, my brother, the key here is that the states have already agreed through NEC, at the last NEC meeting, chaired, of course, by the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima. They had already agreed that they are all unanimous in their support for a new minimum wage. So it's not a question like it was in past years where, the president was trying, former President Muhammadu Buhari he moved the new minimum wage through, and the governors were fighting him, if you remember. This is a different situation now because of the situation in the country and because of the benefits that the state governments have received from the increased allocation as a result of subsidy removal. Their ears are now open and they're now saying, okay, we will work with you, Mr. President, and we will increase the minimum wage with you. The question is
are you hearing the good? Are you hearing? This is good news. Did you hear that? This is not Buhari government. He even made the reference. He says this is not the time that Buhari wanted to do. He was forcing it around. No, this one, the city boy know how to negotiate. He will bring everybody on the table, both his enemies and his friends. His enemies, past enemies, previous enemies, now friends, enemy to be and to become. He will bring all of them together and have a discussion. Can you hear it? He said this government is different. That because of the enough money that we have now, sent to the state governors and the local government, they now agree to increase this minimum wage. My brother, oh my God. We just want this thing to just happen. We just want it to start happening. That is what we want. Let the price of food come down. Let Nigerians start to smile. Let things start working. Let there be electricity. you will see progress in that country. That is why they are trying to destabilize the city boy, bringing confusion, sponsoring all kinds of things, because they know that the city boy have the will, the capacity, and the team to deliver that job. You can see it already. This is powerful.
Up to what level, all right? Working that out within the Minimum Wage Review Committee, but clearly it is going to be a way better deal, from, especially in alignment with the palliatives that I've laid out already.
President Tinubu said, I know your pains.
Absolutely.
If I had another opportunity to do something else, I will do it.
Absolutely.
But this is a hard line, a hard way to go. The question is asking Nigerians to tighten their belt. But our government workers, is the government itself tightening its belt? Cost of governance.
This is a fact.
What example can the President Tinubu administration show Nigerians that is serious about the cutting cost of governance?
This is a major point. You know, the president has been absolutely clear, even during the campaign, that Aronsai report that several previous administrations had not been able to implement, he's dusting it off, he's opening it up, and he has committed.
Really?
Yes, I can say that. He is committed to the total restructuring of the federal government apparatus in such a way that we maximize savings. Look, this is not someone, the president is not somebody who is speaking on the base of pie in the sky promise. He's telling you, look, this thing I'm telling you I'm going to do, I did it in Lagos. Go and look at my record. Go and look at how I took 50% of the Lagos State Civil Service payroll in 1999.
Exactly. Oh my God, this brother know how to deliver this job. He said the president is not just talking. You see, when we are talking, they think that we are just talking. We are not just talking. We are talking because we know that the city boy has done it before and he's going to do it again. Oh my God, Ajuri. I clap for you. You are powerful in your conversation, your articulation. This is for Ajuri. No. This is exactly what we have been saying. You put all the points together. It's not just a novice. It's not like Obi. Obi is a failure. It's not somebody that has been talking, and there's nothing to prove. Look at it. He said, no, he's not just talking. He has done it before. He's doing it again at a national level. Wow. Ayo, he said, no man can destabilize God's project except he's not the one that allowed him to emerge as president. Alhamdulillah, Nigeria is coming to be okay. Very brilliant. Thank you very much, Yusuf. Innocent Day, they say, imagine Obi idiot. People who can't differentiate fact from fictions wants to give us a president. People who are commercializing lying and propaganda at industry level. Exactly. Don't worry. They will be disgraced. They will change their names. They're already changing their names now. When they call my program or comment, don't you see them? They change their names. Powerful. I'm so much happy to have been able to capture this today.
Line and way to go. The question is asking Nigerians to tighten their belt. But our government workers, is the government itself tightening its belt? Cost of governance.
This is a fact.
What example can the President Tinubu administration show Nigerians that is serious about the cutting cost of governance?
This is a major point. You know, the president has been absolutely clear, even during the campaign, that Aronsai report.
Sorry, guys. We also have to give it to Shehu. Shehu is powerful in his questions. Because when you ask the right questions, people will be, you provoke the right answers, right? You provoke answers. You provoke knowledge. New ideas with the uncommon city boy. That is what we are talking about, guys. New ideas with the uncommon city boy. If you look at all these things, there are new ideas, knowledge that have not been implemented at the national level. Though the city boy have done it one way or the other at the Lagos state level or state level, but this time around it's going to be at the national level. So we also have to give it to Shehu at channels for asking important questions. Unlike those fake media, IPOP media, run by Rufai and all of them. You know, they are just there making noise, doing their emotional feelings and talking all kinds of propaganda. You see, look, these are questions. He is very, very objective. Ask just his own interest is just asking questions, just asking important questions, and we can see it. Unlike Obi Kererenke, import and export, 75. Obi Kererenke, Obi is coming. Biafra is coming. Those are the words you hear them talk about. No. Shehu is asking important question here. And that is why we can be able to hear more. That is why we can be able to know more. Because it's provoking answers, it's provoking conversations. This is powerful. We want Ajuri to keep on updating Nigeria because this is what we want. This is the right information, guys. Powerful. Let's continue, guys.
That several previous administrations had not been able to implement. He's dusting it off, he's opening it up, and he has committed.
Really?
Yes, I can say that. He is committed to the total restructuring of the federal government apparatus in such a way that we maximize savings. Look, this is not someone, the president is not somebody who is speaking on the base of pie in the sky promise. He's telling you, look, this thing I'm telling you I'm going to do, I did it in Lagos. Go and look at my record. Go and look at how I took 50% of the Lagos State Civil Service payroll in 1999 was made up of ghost workers. In 2 years, I solved that problem. Not to speak of the tax revolution and what he's been able to do to generate revenue, to build the infrastructure that everybody now praises him for in Lagos and create jobs. So what he's saying is, I have shown I can reform government institutions for efficiency, for added revenue generation. I will do it again at the federal level. Nigerians just need to give him a little bit of time.
Just give me a moment. I understand that Mr. Falana is back with us. There's something with the technology tonight, Mr. Falana. I hope you've not...
Welcome back, Mr. Falana. Son, he has been delivering his own speech based on his own knowledge. Yes, we can see what Shehu is doing on channels. Unlike the on Wise TV, whether it's on Rise TV, on Wise TV, we don't even know what they are doing there. They are running propaganda for OB faction, IPOP faction, where anybody that is against the government, that is what on Wise TV is doing. On Wise TV. They are running propaganda for on Wise TV. We can see that already, but you see, this time around, it's not going to work for them. They can see it already. It's not going to work for them, guys. It's not going to work for them. So Shehu is doing a lot of work here, asking the right questions and all of that to deliver solution to the country, guys. Are you getting me? I can see OB, idiot, and IPOP people crying with all the deceit that they deceive Nigerians. You understand me? With all the deceit that they deceive Nigeria, they say IPOP, Biafra, disobedient, Labour Party, they could not still win. The city boy defeated with all their lies. How they change it from Nkorowe through IPOP, through Biafra, through Labour Party, through Labour Congress, they still failed. My brother, I understand your pains. I understand your pains. Sorry, I cannot help you. Sorry, yo.
Offended tech tonight, Mr. Falana, because somehow it's just coming in our way in this conversation. But I was going to ask you about your view on President Tinubu's nationwide address and some of the propositions he made to Nigerians. Do you think it's satisfying enough to ease the pains of the average person?
I really like this question. No? Hey! Shehu no go keep person. Wow. Shehu no go keep person with question. Wow, that is powerful question, guys. Let us really listen to, to the answer that is going to give. You understand me? This is a powerful question. Very powerful question. What do you think, Mr. Falana San? What do you think he's going to say? It's like they put him on the spot. My brother, now 8 years, so. Now 8 years. Complete 8 years. Now we do so. Oh my God. Of course, we are aware that the ECOWAS delegation led by General Abdul Salami Abubakar, Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Mohammed Sai Abubakar, and President of ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Omar Aliyu Tori, arrived in Namia. Is it Namia or Namia? Name, Niger Republic, for talks with the coup leaders. We know that the city boy can never fail. I told you people before, forget it. the city boy would, he knows how to bring everybody together. He doesn't scatter. He brings his unity. He brings people together for success. He knows how to use he knows every skill and experience of everybody, and he knows how to combine it together to achieve success. My brother, watch out. I've been telling you guys, enjoy this government. Don't miss the process, because if you follow criminals, if they lie for you and deceive you, you are going to be confused. So you will not enjoy it. You will not appreciate it. Calm down and appreciate this government and follow the process. Are you getting me? So please, let us listen to the response of our son. What did he have to do? The question was, what do you think about the national address of the city board, the president? What do you have to say? What do you have to say, sir? Do you think his responses, his actions, his decisions and policies are going to solve the concerns of Nigerians? Let us listen to our son. Thank you.
Well, with profound respect to the president, I was taught paragraph 12, where the president made the point abundantly clear that I understand your pain, I feel your pain, but we have no alternatives. That's where I have some problem. There are alternatives to the neoliberal policies that are being implemented. There are alternatives to the economic program. There are alternatives to the peripheral capitalist system being operated in Nigeria. And for me, much as the speech demonstrates the concern of the president, you have to look at the fact that with the ongoing devaluation of the currency through dollarization, whatever amount you give out there will be consumed by inflation. And that has to be examined. We must reject the insistence of external forces to the fact that the naira be devalued because it's overvalued. You know? And at the end of the day, you cannot allow the naira to be floated. It's against the provisions of the Central Bank Act. Section 16 of that act provides that the central bank shall determine and fix the exchange rates of the naira vis-a-vis other currencies by a mechanism found suitable by the bank. It cannot be a mechanism dictated by the IMF or the World Bank. So when you float a currency, you are simply saying that the value will be determined by demand and supply. We are not supplying dollars. Apart from oil, there's no other revenue that earn sufficient dollars for the country. But the demand is on the rise every day. People want to go to Mecca, to Jerusalem, they need dollars. You are in the country. Some fees, school fees are being paid in dollars. Rents are being collected in dollars. Some services of the government require dollars. You cannot run a country that way. The president must encourage Nigerians to believe in the naira, to strengthen the naira, to respect the naira, and take policies that will strengthen the naira. But when you go all out to spend dollars in Nigeria, contrary to Section 20 of the Central Bank Act, which provides that the currency note issued by the central bank shall be the legal tender in Nigeria. In fact, a subsection of that section, Section 20 of 25, has criminalized any rejection of the naira in Nigeria by any agency, anybody. It's a criminal offense.
All right.
So for me, we must put an end to the dollarization of the economy. If you want the policies of the government, the palliative to have positive impact on the society. This is my position.
All right. Mr. Falana.
I think Mr. Falana is also making sense there. Just like the way we are promoting made in Nigeria products, we need to use our money. We need to use our money, guys. We need to use our money. Our money has to increase in value. The way our money that will increase in value is to when we are selling anything to foreign, we need to tell them the value. What they need to pay us in our money. We pay it. We tell them the amount. They need to pay us in our money. No, for me, I think this one is important. We need our money to be used. We cannot be using dollar in Nigeria. We are not the US now. We are Nigerians, and Nigeria is our currency. Hello, I salute you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nsima.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to point out something that Falana is what you just played down.
Yes.
You see, Falana is like giving the job of an electrician to a carpenter. That is what Falana is. He's a lawyer. He's an economist.
Okay.
Okay. When they allow the currency, when they float the currency, meaning that they allow markets to determine the value. Not necessarily, because what has happened previously when the CBN governor was the governor was that they have formed a cartel, you know. Yet the CBN is supposed to defend the naira, right? But they form a cartel in which instead of defending the naira for the purpose of industrialization, they are defending the naira for the purpose of a cartel, whereby they are doing what they call round tripping in economic terms, meaning that the government will sell naira, a dollar to around 450, and then people will take that dollar and go and sell it in the black market.
Yes.
You understand? So that was the problem. So in order to to show the cartel that who is in charge, you float, the currency was floated, so that everyone that is hiding dollars somewhere, it will be rendered useless. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that more dollars can come into the economy. And the more dollars we have in the economy, the more the government will now be able to do the process of defending the currency at a later point. But for now, we needed to float the currency. Mr. Falana is a lawyer, right? So he's talking about the legal terms. But when we look at the economic terms, floating currency is like allowing demand and supply to determine the value. Because the mistake we've been making is that we provide subsidy, right?
Mm-hmm.
On one hand. On the other hand, we are also defending the currency. So we are providing subsidy twice. You understand what I mean?
Now, let me say something, sir. I believe in allowing the market forces to determine the value of something. I understand that. But that is when we have a lot of supply. Are you getting me now?
Yes.
That is when we have a lot of supply. But what we are saying is that we don't have a lot of supply in the country. We don't have Nigerian made in products, goods. So we are still importing. Are you getting me now? So when we are importing, we are using dollars. It's the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem. That is what must be discouraged. And I think that is one point that I listened to Falana, which I like. But the other part is that as the federal government identify the people that are that are the cause of these problems of this black market and multi-rate system, have they actually do the federal government know the stakeholders, the people that are causing it? Do you know that the number one? Sorry, go ahead.
No, continue. Sorry.
Do you know that the number one people that are causing this multi-rate system, this black market, is the banks in Nigeria?
Mm-hmm, yes.
They have people that they give the money to sell. In fact, a woman was telling us a story of how she went to the bank, that the son sent money from abroad, like $3.5K, and she went to the bank for them to change it and transfer and give her naira that she can use. The bank said no, they can't do it. And then when she insisted that the federal government have said there is only single, there's no more multiple rate or whatever. We only have, of course, a single exchange rate. She was arguing with them. Do you know what they did? They said, "Oh, sorry, ma, we can't, but we can recommend somebody for you that can change the money." And all of it, immediately, somebody was behind the woman to change the money for her. Instead of the bank to be involved in this exchange rate, they are giving this money to third parties. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain to you. Do you think that this problem can ever be resolved if the federal government will not identify culprits and punish them. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. What I just want to explain, I'm an economist myself too.
Yes.
That is why I listened to Falana. I'm looking at it from the economic point of view. Okay, for us to have excess of dollars in the market, right? We need to free all those bottlenecks that involve in the Naira-dollar exchange. And one of the issues, like if you remember, for us to defend our currency, we need to have a base. You know what we call, what I've forgotten that name in economic terms, like the country savings, you know, to defend the currency. And you remember that our base has been reducing every time. The dollar that we have, our foreign reserve is going down because we are spending it to defend the dollar for the cartel. You understand? So we don't have a sustainable currency, and that is why our currency is depreciating. So what the government did was to remove that. To say, okay, fine, we are floating this currency. Floating the currency will make the government to accumulate more dollars. You understand? Meaning that they will discourage all those cartels. The banks will not be able to be doing round tripping, because that's what the bank do. They will give them dollars to provide for people that wants to pay for school fees and what have you.
Yes.
Instead of them providing for them, they will go and sell in the black market and make profit.
Yeah.
So if you want to pay your school fees, they will tell you, no, we don't have, there's no dollar in the market, go to the black market. So the government is saying, lifted the defending is okay, fine, we are floating it. Meaning that you cannot go and be selling in the black market you have to buy it at the same amount. So that kind of like lifted that profit-making mechanism that is going on within the country. So if you get to a certain point, when the government is able to increase our foreign reserve, when our foreign reserve gets to a certain point, then we can now start defending the currency accordingly. That is why they are putting industrialization in place, that we need to cut down on the goods we import, so that there will be no need for us to actually spend our foreign exchange to import. If you remember the relationship they made with the contract they have with UK, that they say students can now pay in Naira. Even Google also said they can actually buy their apps in Naira.
Yes.
So now the need for dollarization is now being cut down. So yes, it will go up. Our currency will go as if it's been devalued, but later on, the market will set the value back to what it was supposed to be.
Okay.
Yes. So that is from the economic perspective, because I see Falana speaking from the legal perspective.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I felt like I needed to just come and explain what I see from the economic perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I so much appreciate that. Thank you. All right. All right. It's working. All I can see and say is working. It is working. Let's take the final bit before we leave this conversation for another day, guys. We have done justice to this conversation today. I think he's asking
at the presidency why the federal government media are giving preference over the private media in the coverage of the activities of the president. Are you willing to take that action to change things?
Well, I think that is not quite true. See, we have to be really careful about perception versus reality, because sometimes when a number of people make the same statement over and over again, it becomes an echo chamber and it sounds like truth. In the State House today, this is where I'm in charge now in terms of the media directorate. We are in a situation now where you have essentially nearly 100 accredited journalists in the State House. About probably 40 of which do not have large-scale viewership, right? So these are people who are able to get accreditation on the basis of maybe a connection or something.
But are we willing to make a change?
What I'm saying is, what we're trying to do now is we're trying to ensure that those who, just like the White House, Just those who are in the State House to cover the events at the State House live are those who come from institutions that can prove that private and public equal share that can prove that they have the viewership that demands their live presence there.
Julian Gilada, thank you so much. We're totally out of time.
Okay, that was a wonderful presentation today by Shehu and Ajuri and Mr. Falano San. Is it Mr. or Barrister or all the sweet names? I think it was a very wonderful thing. But the only thing I can say is that the government is on the right track. Nigeria is back and they are on the right direction. They are doing it and they are going to get it right. Are you getting me? That is my joy. That is my happiness, guys. So, because we are going to prove this to these people that have been running propaganda, we are going to prove to them that they are wrong. That the city boy is the right man for the job, guys. That is my own. I'm just waiting for this celebration. Just to prove to these criminals and their propaganda, they have failed. You understand me? They have failed again today. Because what they plan to do did not work. So let us see how they are going to use another medium to cause confusion in the country, to pull down the National Gate, National Assembly gate down and do all kinds. Let us see how they are going to use their IPOP propaganda, Biafra propaganda this time. My brother, 8 years. Go and learn a skill. Well, it doesn't matter where you are. Start your business, start your company, start your trading. That is the only way you can survive, because the government this time around, the tax system is going to change. You need to pay your tax. You can't run away. You can't escape. I'm telling you, this is the reality, because all of us, we want good things to happen in the country, and to get it right, we must do the right things. Do the right things, set the foundation right, run a transparent system, implement accountability system, and hold our governors and local government accountable. That is the truth. That is what we must do. It's not the job of the federal government to implement anything in your state. It is the state governors, the local government that are supposed to do it. So we need to hold them accountable. We all have a role to play. The president has a role to play. The governors have a role. Senate, all of them, the local government, they all have a role to play. And our own role as citizens is the most important role, because we are the one that will hold our governors accountable, our leaders accountable. If we miss it, forget it. For me, I know that this is the greatest revolution that will happen in Nigeria, holding our governors accountable in our various states. That means progress for Nigeria, progress for the whole of the country. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Hopefully today we have done almost 3 hours. 2 hours and almost 40 minutes. That is powerful, guys. We will continue, because we know that the city board is determined to put Nigeria on the right track. Are you getting me now? We cannot forget those people, the people that pulled down the National Assembly gate. We don't want them to go free. This is how these people have been succeeding over the years. Today, the IPOP people are shouting, burning properties and killing people because nobody punished them. We don't want the people that will cause problem in the country to go free. If not, they will go back, be strategized, and come back with a bigger destruction. The federal government must fish them out. The people that fell the National Assembly gate, they must be punished, because it was not peaceful protest. It was a deliberate act. We saw them pushing the National Assembly gate for it to fall down. We saw them doing it deliberately. It wasn't by mistake. It wasn't by mistake. So please, these things cannot be ignored. Don't overlook them. Don't overlook them. So I want to say thank you very much, guys. It's been a wonderful conversation. Of course, you know my name. My name is Akbarawa Nsima, the first son of Idu. I'm from Akwa Ibom. Our job is to make sure that we continue to fight in order to protect and to defend our land. We at the City Boy movement, our job is to make sure, as patriotic Nigerians, support our president with our ideas, with our skills, to make sure that this government is successful. And then we are going to debunk all the lies of the IPOP people, all the criminals that have been destroying the country with their lies and propaganda, including disobedient children and all of them. Our job is to make sure that we put them in place and will not allow them to succeed with their criminality and lies anymore. We pray for the city boy to be strong and healthy, and to choose the right people to work with him. To choose the right people the right team, technocrats, people that are loyal to him and will follow his vision and mission. We pray that the state governors and the local government should work with the city boy to achieve success in this country. We pray for all of us to be alive, to enjoy this country, because that is what we want. The country, the country of our dream, the Nigeria of our dream has come. Renewed hope is here. Nigeria is back, and the city boy is on the throne. The city boy has defeated all defeatables. That is our prayers, and that is what we want. May God bless all of you. May God bless all the good people of Nigeria, all the people that want good things to happen to our country, all the good people that are working with the government for success. May God bless all of you. May God bless me. May God bless you. May God bless your family. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, guys. Stay blessed until I come your way next time.